Yo, 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 what is up, my peeps? It's your main man Cop here. We are back with another awesome stream for you today. How's everybody doing? I hope you're doing well. I'm doing decently. So, we're back. We got another mount farming stream going today. This has been too long since we've attempted to defy the odds and do some mount farming. So, let's get at it, shall we? So let's get started first by bringing the stream up, bringing the chat up, and bringing the game up. Hey, H-Town, how's it going, buddy? Squishy, what's up, bud? So first things first. That's right. Need a chill stream to relax. Get back in the saddle of streaming after a few days off. Whew. So I think we'll start with Dragon Soul. And proceed on down the list. And yes, I am still alive. I'm still alive. And as long as I know how to stream, I know I'll be. Oh, come on, game. Don't do that. Don't crash on me now. Come on, game. That's better. Load up. I was worried there for a second.
% pure adrenaline.
Loktar, friend. What is it you wish? You have done nothing! I will tear your world apart!
I will charge you with arcane energy to blast your foes!
Of course. It's kind of what we do. Kind of what we do round here.
I will cleanse whatever corruption I can. My fire will not harm you.
I will bring you closer to the Emerald Dream. Seek safety when the end becomes too near.
Deathwing, the destroyer, the end of all things. Inevitable, indomitable. I am the cataclysm.
We are one step closer. The unknowable, transcendent power of the Emerald Dream. I now give unto the dragon's soul.
Ah, Punky's on the joint account. I was wondering. No mount. Curses. Foiled again. Alright, let's head up. Hey, Verb. Well, thanks for dropping by, bud. Well, I hope I live up to all the hype. We're just having a little chill mount farming stream at the moment.
I have many, many wares.
Yeah, well, you know, I take some time when I do one of these mount farming streams to set a few things up. I mean, there's only so much I can set up ahead of time, but I'd like to make it nice and quick for y'all. No, Metro, that wouldn't surprise me all that much, brother.
Good to see you again, Grandmaster.
Hello.
Okay. Well, what is that? 416. Yeah, that's the quickest
Farewell.
flight path that way. Hey, High Lord. How's it going, man? You have to forgive me, I'm still half awake. It's a lot harder to have a short nap after such a long stream this weekend. That's right. We tighten it here, fam. I think that's how the young whippersnappers say it. That's true too, Squishy. That is true too. We have a lot of fun. From not missing boats to chasing waterfalls, we try to have as much fun as we can. Should have known better in that boat, too. The more I think about it, the more I can't believe I was that silly to not dismount right away. I was talking rather than concentrating on what I was doing. But it seems like every time I go to get on a boat and I'm on a flying mount, normally what I do, just so that doesn't happen, is I dismount and then rebound, because it's collision detection between boats and flying mounts is just slightly weird in this game. Yeah, me too, Punky. I was happy I was able to figure it out. Especially as I tried using my video editing software, it just didn't work. For some reason it just kept freezing. So I had to use YouTube's inbuilt editor to trim it down a little bit. Because the original clip I made, I think, was about 6 minutes long by the time I figured out how to make a clip. We're going to head here to Utgard Keep, Utgard Pinnacle. Say the word Utgard a few more times. Well, I look forward to having you around, Verb. Maybe someday we can get adjectives and pronouns and maybe even a few nouns in the stream too. Old man logic. Only adverbs, no adjectives or nouns. Okay. What about pronouns? You gotta be pronouns sometimes. Sure. I mean, first your pronouns, then the next thing you know, you're antimatter, and then we're in a whole other universe of possibilities. Oh, grats, guys. That's awesome. Which one did you get?
My liege, I have done as you asked, and now beseech you for your blessing.
Your sacrifice is a testament to your obedience.
Oh, nice.
Indeed.
That's that one for timed run, if I'm not mistaken.
Arise and forever be known as Father.
The sensation is beyond my imagining. I am yours to command, my king.
Your first test awaits you. Destroy our uninvited guests.
I will be happy to slaughter them in your name.
What mongrels
Come,
dare intrude here?
enemies of the
Look alive, my
scourge.
brothers!
I
A
will
feast
show
for the
you
one
the
that brings me
might
their heads!
of the Lich King.
Nice. Well, grats.
You motherless knaves! Your corpses will make fine morsels for my new call that an attack!
Wah, wah.
Many deals for a friend of the Grummels, like you.
You know what? Actually, I'm going to try something a little different to get to Tempest Keep here. Because it's actually quite a bit quicker to fly from Hellfire Peninsula to Tempest Keep than it is to fly from Shattrath to Tempest Keep. And there used to be, in all the major cities, there used to be a portal to the Stair of Destiny, or whatever the heck they called it there in Hellfire Peninsula. Portal to Hellfire Peninsula. Very nice. That's what I was looking for. But the new cities, they don't have it in their portal rooms, because the portal rooms don't exist anymore, really. But because I have old Undercity that still exists there, it should still have the portal to Hellfire Peninsula, and it did. That's much quicker. Very nice. Yeah, the portal room does. I mean, there was always ways of doing it that was fairly quick. Like, back before the portal room, most people had their hearth set to the shrine in Pandaria, because that had portals to the major cities, so you could go bink, 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 and portal hop all over the place with those. It was actually a little bit quicker to portal hop that way. Because they've actually eliminated some of the portal routes, so depending on what you're farming, it can actually be quicker to the old way. Especially for Horde, because there's actually in Shrine there's actually an innkeeper right in the room right outside the portal room. So you'd have your hearth set to that inn, and you just walk directly into the portal room and get to anywhere that was one of the old older cities than it. Never been a fan of random mob raid loot being bind on pickup. Much prefer the way they do it now. Silly. Yeah. The Eye, Tempest Keep, something like that. I can never remember this one. I don't know why I can't. It's... Yeah, Tempest Keep. It's probably because it's a bit confusing because there's also the Eye in Northrend, the Eye of Eternity. Which is a one-boss raid. Yep.
Energy. Power. My people are addicted to it. A dependence made manifest after the Sunwell was destroyed. Welcome to the future. A pity you're too late to stop it. No one can stop me now. Salama Ashalanore. Let us see how your nerves hold up against the darker nerve
4,
of Valadred.
3, 2, 1.
Prepare yourselves!
Persevered against some of my best advisors, but none can
The
withstand
bells have
my
tolled.
blood.
Shelter your weak, your young, and your old.
4,
Each of you shall pay the final
2,
sum.
1.
Cry for mercy. A reckoning has come.
4, 3, 2,
The
1.
Sindulai reigns supreme.
You have proven worthy to test your skills.
Oh yeah, there's the Arcatraz, there's the Mechanar, and there's the Botanica.
As you see, I have many weapons in my arsenal.
Yep. Yep, absolutely. Well, that's why the Blood Elves and the Draenei are not real fond of each other. It was a Draenei fortress. This whole outfit was a Draenei fortress until the Blood Elves drove them out. Kind of a sticky point, Squishy, but it's not there. I think that was one of the missing pieces, like on Farallon. It's probably where it would have been. It's one of those sticky things, you know? I mean, Oshugun was actually a part of Tempest Keep as well.
Perhaps I underestimated you.
It was ejected as they were crashing on Draenor.
4,
Fair
3,
treatment was never
2,
shown to my people.
1.
I'm just returning the favor.
Will not.
Alas, sometimes one must take matters into one's own hands.
Salamor Chanal. I have not come this far to be stopped. The future I have planned will not be jeopardized. Now you will taste true power.
I mean, there's a whole storyline of it in Shadow Moon Valley where they talk about the Dark Star and how it shot across the sky, and it all relates back to Tempest Keep.
Four, 3, 2, 1.
Quell the loss.
Yeah, it's orc souls were drawn there after it crashed. They were drawn there because of what's actually inside Oshugun. If you've never been, there's a dying Naru in there that kind of is halfway between Naru and Voidlord. What is next after this? I do believe... yes. We're going to ZG. I may truly have to master more than one of the monk roles very soon. I'm so scared. You guys have no idea how anxious I am about next week's raid. Yep.
What do you need? For the Horde.
Next. Oh, cheapers, I gotta make a prediction video, don't I? I'll think about that tonight. I'm watching the hockey game. Maybe make some notes. Like I say, you guys have no idea how nervous I am about next week's raid. We're going to be progressing on Mythic Orgozoa. And since we don't have a third tank in our raid team, Metro wants me to be the third tank. And I'm like, third tank? I don't tank. Oh no. Verb, my hockey team is the Los Angeles Kings. Over 40 years now I've been hoping for them. Why am I following that arrow? Well, I sure hope so, Punky. Yeah, so are my boys, but we're in the middle of a retooling season, so it's not a real surprise for us, but I'm a little surprised the stars are doing bad. I hadn't noticed. Honestly, I hadn't paid attention to how the stars were doing, but I know they've had some good teams in the past few years. I hope I can tank. From what Metro tells me, it is the simplest thing in the universe to be third tank on that fight. Your only job is to hold aggro on the ads. That's it. I suppose I should actually empty my bags.
You like?
Got all that crap from Tempest Keep in there still.
May your feet find good trails.
Hey, Mandikir.
Peace, my
Ding.
I am delivering you to Haka myself. Feeds Jindo.
I have many, many wares.
Yeah, I can't remember what exact age I was. I think it was like 2 or 3 years old. It's one of my earliest memories is watching Kings hockey. Just watching Marcel Dion just glide down the ice. It was like he was flying and everybody else was standing still. Been a Kings fan ever since. Really? I had no idea you could shortcut that way. I always assumed there were invisible walls there. Just like that, see? You learn something new every stream.
Body is useless. Metalson insects. Now you will feel my wrath.
Nice. Good, solid team, the Preds. They're always in the mix.
I have many lucky doos. You like?
Yo, Stromy, what's up, man? It's been a bit rough. We finally got past Ashbane, right? And we've had our first looks at Orgozoa here yesterday. Spent 4 hours slamming our head against that wall. Oh yeah, Flyers are my Eastern team, Punky.
Many deals for a friend of the Grumbles. Like you.
Yeah, but you've been on our raid, Stromy. We always find unique ways to screw things up. Oof. Absolutely. Well, to be fair as well, we were, for the longest time, we were trying to 2 tank and 4 heal it, so... That's going pretty good, Inferno Master. Thank you for dropping by. Of course, the recommended strat on Mythic Oragoza is 3 tanks and 5 heals. But we were... Well, I think Metro's idea was that was, you know, back when there wasn't a lot of gear. Right? We've got a lot more gear going into it than Metro probably had. Oh, sounds good. Thanks for dropping by, bud. Darn it. No mount. We're just doing some chill mount farming. Oh, I'm still quite tired. That's a harsh one. No, I'm not a 5-man person. I'm a very, very casual. Metro and I are polar opposites when it comes to how we play the game mostly. I'm kind of like the ultimate casual. He's kind of like the ultimate hardcore.
I have many, many wares.
Let's make sure dungeon's still set on Mythic. Me doing Mythic Plus would be a hilarious stream. Oh, sure. I even did a decent couple weeks ago when Jix was taking me through Wakeress there. I just don't know the 5-man, the dungeons, right? I haven't done enough dungeons to know the mechanics. I haven't done enough 5-man since Mythic Plus was introduced to understand the fixes properly. So, I can do DPS, right? Like, I can hit things really hard. But I get lost really easily in a lot of the instances, and B, I often die to mechanics that I shouldn't because I just don't understand them. That I don't know they exist. Sure, Sir Fiskin, that's hardcore leveling. Nice. Good job, Inferno Master. Yeah, raiding's fun. I wouldn't mind 5-mans. In fact, I used to really enjoy 5-mans, but like I say, I just haven't done enough of them. Past couple expansions. Too much other stuff going on. But like Metro said, Sir Fiskin, the challenge in that is staying up. It's not actually anything mechanically difficult in the game. It's all IRL challenge, right?
Romance and rage. One which will prove once and for all if beauty is more than skin deep. Can the fair Bella learn to love the surly brute? Or will a ghastly curse claim the lives of the prince?
Keep yourself awake.
See for yourself whether the rose of passion blooms beneath a beastly veneer. And now,
Yeah.
on with the show.
Especially with Party Sync. It's insane to see how good Party Sync has made leveling. How quick and easy.
Lumino, Mrs. Corbin, Baggers, let us disperse with these interlopers.
Oh, beauty. Yes, I'm sleeping burden. If you didn't yell all the time, I wouldn't run away.
Why do you always say that? It seems my rose has... The curse, it's killing me.
Yep, had some decent donations for sure.
Those hours in the library.
Some really good support from some really good peeps. Now my beard has to be purple for a week at some point.
Who are you?
Bella, it's me.
It is you. Come.
Yeah, that boat was pretty fun. I gotta admit, that boat was pretty funny.
Ever after.
I'm just not gonna miss that boat. I will not miss this boat. Oh dear.
The master hasn't been himself for quite some time. Perhaps the feast will brighten his spirits.
Like I said earlier in the stream, I should have known better. Should have just dismounted right away, but I was too busy talking and a little tired. Give me that mount. Not even any loot. Personal loot indeed. Personal loot indeed. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to next week's Orgoza progression. Since we don't have a natural third tank in the raid, Metro wants me to be the third tank there, Stromy. It's not gonna be pretty. Let's see, Jade Forest. Oh, I was just saying that since we don't have a natural third tank in the raid, Metro wants me to be the third tank on Orgozoa. So, it should be interesting. I don't tank. I've never tanked. Yeah, that's what I've heard. Metro said it's a really simple role.
Lucky dudes, you like?
No, Morgraine's deep into Classic. He has no desire to come do it. I don't think, anyway.
Oh, hello. May your...
Oh yeah, he's never there now. He's not even there for the heroic farms anymore. What am I looking for? World boss timers. There we go. Yeah, more power to him. If he's happy with Classic, more power to him, but... And to be frank, he's been wanting to step away from tanking for a while, so... I don't remember. I honestly don't. Loot and pillage. Time to see if I can get lucky with some timers. Darn it, I always do that. When I'm not streaming Warcraft, I probably making videos for my Let's Play channel, or some of the other things I like to do. I like to read. Oh boy, do I love to read. Watching hockey. Relaxing, watching videos on YouTube, watching Metro stream. Oh no, no, no. Never Canucks. Only the LA Kings, brother. Nice, Sir Fiskin. The Rangers must be. Right? If I remember correctly, you're a Rangers fan. Nice. Well, good luck to your boys there, buddy. Good, good, good. Loot and pillage. Wreck was what I wanted to do. Oh, nice. What are you going to be playing? Well, World of Warcraft can be very punishing if you've got everything cranked up. You're doing something like 40-man Ashran. That's pretty punishing. There you go. Thanks, Lambie. I always forget to turn my phone to silent when I'm streaming. I always forget that. Sorry about that, guys. Maybe not the next James Bond, but I appreciate the thought, Lambie. I do, I do. Wow. I didn't even know Sushi was still in the guild. Somehow I don't think I'll beat out Henry Cavill for that role. He's more physically adept for it than I am, I think. No, that's true. That's true. And apparently he's quite the gamer, too, because he is apparently a huge fan of the Witcher 3 game. All the Witcher games, actually, but especially Witcher 3. Hey, Theo, how's it going, man? I'm pretty decent. Still a little tired, honestly. Of course, I was up late last night researching tank rolls. Or researching Brewmaster tank, rather. Thanks, buddy. Thanks. Appreciate it. It was a lot of fun, actually. It was a lot of fun to use Party Sync as much as we could to kind of reduce the amount of time it took. Oh, I couldn't even say Lambie. It really is. You know, I don't think I'd be the hero of the piece if I had my choice. I think I'd much rather play a villain. The villain roles always sound like a lot more fun. I did not know that, Squishy. I did not. That's pretty cool. There's a lot of celebrities that actually play WoW that, you know. Off the top of my head, Mila Kunis, Mia Rose, apparently Henry Cavill. Metro, Jesse Cox. Exactly, Stromy. Loot and pillage. This is the hardest part of any of these mount farming runs, is waiting for these guys to pop. Don't forget to loot the warps. Always loot the warps. Mr. McLean. It's true, Theo. It's true. Very true. Ho, ho, ho. Now I have a machine gun.
Farewell.
I could probably do Goldfinger. Talk! No, Mr. Bond. I expect you to die. Yeah. All I want is some freaking sharks with some freaking lasers on their head. Is that too much to ask? Fine. I'll do it myself. No worries, Steve. No worries. Time flies in this stream when we're doing these mount farmings. Because most of the instances I have set up properly to bypass most of the instance, so it goes quite quick. I didn't even think I was going for an hour yet. I'm not sure I nailed that Thanos. Try again here. I am inevitable. Yeah, I think that was better, Thanos. Stuttered the snap a little bit. I snap better with my left hand than I do with my right, but... I think Josh Brolin's got that one down too. You know, all those planets, all those people, it was never personal. But this, I will enjoy this. No, I think it was more like, but what I'm about to do to your stubborn, annoying little world I will enjoy. There we go. Much better. That's true too. We're both inevitable. We're both in our 40s. It's what makes us inevitable. I still say I need a better weapon than this. Ooh, tan pillage. Joker, you say? Why so serious? It's about as good a Joker as I can get. Brush. Nah, not as much as I want. I have been playing some, but not as much as I want. There's just been too much to do in the live game, and if I'm not going to be raiding anytime soon, there's really no point in rushing it. I could take 6 months to a year to get to max level and be perfectly happy. Favorite mount? Ooh, I don't know. Probably my alabaster statue mounts from the collector's edition. They're really cool. Depends on what you mean by new, right? Which one is that? Oh, yeah. We haven't done much farming in the last month, honestly. Look, I got all the wind mounts. That's so nice. Yeah, for sure there was still one we didn't have. I mean, there's the awesome Swine of Good Fortune. Luminous Starseeker. This one was kind of a surprise, actually. I didn't realize when I got my third helper there in Nazjatar to level 20 that I would get one. We did get the spawn a horde on there at one point. That was pretty cool, I gotta tell you. Never have to go back into the Throne of Thunder again if I don't want. Snapdragon one? No, that's a ground mount. Not a surf jelly from Island Expeditions. There's always Morley Gary. You gotta love Morley Gary. Just lovable. Of course, there's the Mechano Cat. You gotta like the Mechano Cat. Just tell them, yeah, it's a raid drop. But what you got to do is you got to complete every raid in one lockout. It's a hidden mount. It's got to be, got to complete every raid in one lockout. And not just one lockout, but one vanilla lockout, where some of the raids were 3-day resets. So they got to all be done within 3 days. And no raid can take you more than 15 minutes. Current raids excluded, of course. Nice. Poor kid. Come on, Shaw of Anger. Just spawn. Darn Shaw of Anger refusing to spawn's making me mad. Shake my fist at him. The Teldrassil Hippogriff? Yeah, it's nice. Here we go. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Man, that would have been cool if he'd have spawned when I said 1, wouldn't it?
Yes! Bring your rage to bear! Try to strike me!
Gotta loop the Vorps. 104 gold. Wow. I may not have got a mount out of that, but that was a decent amount of gold for that boss. For a mop world boss. Woo. Time for some Undasta.
Greetings, friend of the Grummles.
Undasta. Well, let's just look. Since I am in-game, let's just look. Oh yeah, the mini boss. You kill her without killing her sentries. That's how you get Crazy Cat Lady. She drives me crazy, ooh, 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 like no one else. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh yeah, Warcraft 3 Remastered. It's gonna be sick. I will even play it on the channel. Let me tell you, that is for sure gonna get played on the channel. Honestly, I do not have the Glory of the Alduar Raider myself, so... Where I'm at in Glory of the Alduar Raider, honestly. I don't know. The reason I don't have it is because I've had a chance, honestly. I need two. I need Heartbreaker and Dark Iron Dwarf medium rare. Heartbreaker, Rage Maker. That I have no idea how to do. I think that's the one that actually you'd probably would have to do naked, is Heartbreaker, because I think it requires that you DPS him very slowly. Might not even be doable at level 120. He might die too quickly. But Dark Iron medium rare shouldn't be that hard. I did watch a video on it at one point, and it seemed fairly easy. No. You just body pull him. I mean, it goes against everything that a tank would do, but I mean, you just body pull him. Let him beat you up for a little bit until you can drag them into his flame. Because he's gonna hit you with his flame anyway, so they're all standing there. It's simply a matter of having 25 of them attack you. I mean, maybe I'm mistaken, but and it has been a while since I've seen the video on it, but I seem to recall that being the gist of the video. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, you don't actually hit them with anything. You pull them by running through them and bringing them to the boss. Yeah, I'll probably run into Legion. If I forget, you gotta remind me, because you know my memory's not the best. There we go. That's the main thing I wanted. Although I think I might actually have all 3 raptors now. Yeah, I got all 4. Or all 3 primal raptors. That's okay. Make sure to loot the Vorps. $20 gold.
Interesting. Have a good one.
Yeah, it's one of those things about YouTube is, unfortunately, when you do a long stream like that, it, you'll never get the VOD back. YouTube does not keep the VOD for a stream that's that long. You bet, Ren. We're farming some mounts. I'm trying to remember to loot the corpses. Oh, nice. Grats, buddy. Enjoy. Well, Sir Fiskin, can you imagine if they allowed that, and everybody who made videos for him started making streams that were making videos that were 60 some hours long? It's a ridiculous amount of hard drive space. Considering most of their videos are like 10 minutes long, or less. Yeah, no, I got you, buddy. I got you. Well, that's right. BFA is on sale for like 20% off right now, isn't it? Nice. This is another one, Nalak, where getting it would be nice because it would eliminate an entire leg. Oops. Ah, I got turned around. Where am I going? What am I doing? What's my name? What's Warcraft? What's going on? I'm such a confused old man right now. Would eliminate an entire leg from my mount farming progression. Quite an out of the way one, just like the Ashes of Alar. Hey Leo, doing pretty decent. Pretty tired actually, but we're getting there. So we're doing a chill, relaxed mount farming stream and seeing if we can't get some of the more rare mounts to drop. I would agree with that, Sir Fiskin. The Tunda King come. The Tunda King come. Let's do this. No, look at it this way, Sir Fiskin. It used to be worse. It used to... hockey games used to be 3 hours long. Now they're scheduled for like 2.5. Oh, somebody buffed me with Power Word Fortitude. I have no idea when that happened. I didn't notice. Whoever it was, if you're watching, thank you. Always good to have a random buff. Yeah, Theo. It's quite the game. Insanely fast, hard hitting. Oh, nice, Sir Fiskin. That's a record that gets broken a lot. Man, them speedy turtles, they just look weird. I don't know, the Swedish Elite League has some really good players. I don't know, I guess it's been a while since I've watched anything in the Swedish Elite League. I just know Andrzej Kopitar, the person who my YouTube name is named after, played in the Swedish Elite League. And man, he's good. Oh, that's only like 8.5 hours long. That's not that long. That's not that long at all. You should see Sir Fiskin here in Canada. We have these people do it for charity. They'll be like, we're going to be playing in the world's longest hockey game. And then they'll play for 2 days straight. Like, seriously, that compared to some of the ones that we've had here, that's nothing. Sure. I know the longest game I ever watched that was actually just an NHL game, like a standard hockey game that was extended because it was tied. There's a difference, right? Like people who set out to play to set the record for the world's longest hockey game, and you know, hockey games that just keep going because there's no winner yet. There's that's two different things, right? The longest one I ever saw was just a little over 7 hours, because it was in the 4th overtime. Yeah, if it's not in the playoffs, they'll either go to a shootout or just call it a tie, depending on the league. No, there'll be a stream Friday, Theo. We'll be streaming fairly early Friday. Me and Metro are going to do some leveling. Going to be unique leveling. Metro wants to go from 1 to 120 and never leave the vanilla zones. So we're going to do it. We're going to get her done. Of course, not all in one sitting, but... we're going to level from level 1 to level 120 without ever leaving the vanilla zones. Yeah, but not straight, right? We're not going to do it all in one sitting. We're going to do it like 1 day a week for a couple of months. Oh yeah. We talk about it quite a bit. Trust me, not going to be in one sitting. I mean, we're going to make a good dent on it tomorrow. I wouldn't be surprised if we were streaming for over 8 hours tomorrow. Plus, I mean, we're going to start at level 20. We're actually going to start at level 20 because we'll be Dark Iron Dwarves, so... because that way, because Metro hasn't done any of the Alliance questing since Cataclysm, so... he's a giant storm worm.
I am born of the snow blow. Thus I am but the dark.
See? Giant storm worm.
Before the storm.
You gotta make sure to loot the Vorps. And got 36 gold. Blarg. Just thinking which is quicker. Yeah, I actually think it's quicker to do this. Watch this. Watch this. See if I can find my Sun Reaver banner here. There we go. Yeah, I got you, buddy. I know what you mean, Sir Fiskin, like I said. The one that I saw was like 7 hours long. It was like 2.5 full games. Because that was back when a normal hockey game lasted 3 hours.
Many deals for
So.
a friend of the Grummles. Like you.
Speak. Move.
Oh yeah, because baseball, even in regular season baseball, there's no ties. No such thing as a tie in baseball. That's not that wide a margin, though. It really isn't, because there's no crying in baseball. It all depends on how long, what you consider long. Are you going by number of periods, or are you going by sheer length? Because, like I said, in the NHL, it used to be that each time you had a period that took 1 hour, so a full game took 3 hours. I saw one back in the 90s that was in the playoffs. That was starting its 7th period, so it was already into its 7th hour, right? And I mean, 7 hours. That's a lot more than 176 minutes. Oh yeah, Sir Fiskin, absolutely. And that is playoff baseball. But I mean, if you're talking just sheer playing time, 7 periods, it's still 140 minutes. So again, it's all down to semantics, right? Like, what do you count length at? Are you counting length at the time in periods that you played, or how long the game actually lasted? You know, if you're including all the breaks and stuff. Lots of different ways you can measure stuff like that. For sure. A lot of those go so long that they actually have to bring food in between the extra periods, so that the players can keep their energy up. In a second. Okay, that's better. Now we go mythic. Dragon. Watch Dragon. Dragon Ball Z. I don't think we'll probably be doing that one, buddy. But we're doing the Dark Iron Dwarf 1 to max level only in classic zones starting tomorrow. Oh, probably. If we were 2 monks leveling, we'd have to wait a long time for me to die twice, let me tell you. No.
It is not.
What you mean? I'm not a weeb.
Lay down the mantle of War Chief. We can end this here, now, with no more bloodshed.
Thanks, Leo.
You remember nothing of honor, of glory on the battlefield. You who would parley with the humans, who allowed warlocks to practice their dark magics right under our feet. You are weak. We are the Orcish Horde, the true Horde. We die bloody and thrashing on the field of battle, like true orcs should.
That's how Sorpang died.
You are an orc no
Spoiler
more,
alert.
and speak for none but yourself. You betrayed our people to forge your fragile alliances, and I will take great pleasure in tearing them apart. Then you have forced
Body evil by moonlight,
will correct the
winning
mistake I
love
made.
by daylight.
Spirits of the
Never
wind,
running from a
the earth,
real fight.
the water,
She's the
hear
one
my
named
call.
Sailor Moon.
Come to my aid. Fool, my dark shaman have twisted and tortured the elements for miles around. They cannot hear you now. Once again, you prove too weak and powerless to do anything. Never powerless, Garrosh, and never alone. So, you wish to face off against a real orc war chief. So be it.
I mean, he gets like 3 hits in, and then he just gets one shot by Garrosh. Come on, Thrall. You were better than that.
I, Garrosh, son of Grom, will show you what it means for hatred, fear. They are weapons of war, the tools of a war chief. Yes, I can see it now. I can see the future of this world. A world ruled by the Horde. My Horde. The heart will be your end.
What a bad DPS I am. Taking the buff that the tanks are supposed to take.
Alars think you are weak. The true Horde will come to pass. I have seen it. It has shown me. I have seen mountains of skulls and rivers of blood, and I will have my way.
Mountains of skulls and rivers of blood? Okay, Lord Vigo.
1.
The Carpathian.
You have won. You are blind. I will force your eyes open. Behold my glorious destiny. No! This world is my destiny. My destiny.
No mount. Curses. Okay, where are we off to next? Really? You figure, do you? I don't know that I have it in me to wait for Rookmar.
have many lucky doos you like.
Interesting.
How may I aid you? Be careful.
Let's head to Gorgron. Go after Blackhand. Blackhand's a good DPS check. Because if you've got enough sudden DPS, you can kill him before he falls down to the second level, and then you can just walk out of the instance. Whereas, if you don't kill him quick enough, he'll go down to the bottom level, and you'll have to hearth out of the instance. I mean, it's not about actual how good your DPS is. It's just about how sudden you can pump the DPS into him to skip his transitions. Really? I did not know that. I mean, I'm assuming you die if you hop off the platform. I mean, I suppose it's a fairly cheap repair bill, to be honest. Nice, Squishy.
I have many wares.
Might try that this time if I get knocked down there. Sorry to hear that your key didn't go well, bud. Did you not time it, or did you just not complete it? I see in guild chat there that there's something that happened with your key. Oh man. Did you at least complete the key, or? Oh, that's too bad. Wait, I thought you had a guild healer.
You're the dogs who have been wreaking havoc throughout my foundry.
That's just not classy.
Forward. I will put you in your open the flue. Flood the room with molten slag.
Just like that.
The war chief's weapon. Without us,
just like that. I hope that he at least waited for the tank to leave before he himself left. Like, because I mean, once you lose one person, and then it's understandable for people to leave. But like, if you lose a tank, then you're just not going to complete it. Yeah, no, that's classless.
Many deals for a friend of the Grummles. He's like you.
You know, I say this all the time. I think they should make the Flightmaster's whistle so it works in the lower level zones too. Let's see, where's the nearest flight path from here? Yeah, I still think it's Everbloom Wilds, to be honest. Oh, no, it actually is Sky Sea Ridge, I think. I mean, honestly, it would, for people who are farming old content, it would be amazing, right? And I mean, you don't get the whistle until level 110 anyway, so it's not like you would be doing anything that would hurt the current content, or the leveling content. No, not New York City, Edmonton, Alberta, Canada.
Looking for something special? Go.
But I do live in the middle of the city, so I think quickest one we're looking for is probably let's go to Volmar. 7th floor. There's a fire station really close to here, and there's a bus depot like directly out my window. There's like a city bus depot right there. That there's always like 2 or 3 buses, and sometimes up to 7 buses there. It's true. Sometimes I have concerts in my parking lot, so. I think, you know, Squishy, a really good guide, and not just because he's a really good friend of mine, but because he does Mythic Pluses all the time. It's really telling that Metro doesn't leave. You know, like he won't leave a key as long as there's a chance of completing it. So, like, I mean, he's completed a lot of keys with 4 people in them. So, to me, if you drop, you're the first one that drops. That says a lot about your character. I mean, if everybody's talking and, you know, there's a decision, okay, you know what, I don't think we're going to be able to upgrade this, and everybody talks about it and agrees, that's one thing, but no, Punky, not that I've seen, like, not that I've really noticed. I haven't been wearing it the past few days, honestly. I should wear it, though. I should be wearing it right now.
Francis, lucky doos and root. May your feet find good trails.
Yeah, no, of course. But, I mean, you say stuff like that, you know? Saying stuff like, oh, crap, you know, my dog just died, or my kid just set the house on fire. Yep, get Brewmaster equipment for the raid next week because Metro wants me to be the 3rd tank. Really, I mean, I shouldn't really need too much equipment for Mythic Plus. Or for Mythic Orgazoa. Because I'm not really the main tank, right? I'm the 3rd tank. My only job is to keep aggro on the ads. So yeah, just because the weapon that I've got isn't horrible. In fact, it was a really good weapon when I got it. But it's 410, right? It's 410 with a socket. And in fact, it's a really, really good weapon, to be honest. Or for that, if it was 440, I wouldn't even bat an eye at doing it. But you gonna create that portal for me there, Dadgar?
Knowledge is power. Come back in one piece.
Come on, I completed that quest, Khadgar. Khadgar? You're gonna go make me kill the bosses again. I've completed that quest. You shouldn't be making me kill these bosses, Khadgar. Peeps are gonna get restless for some mount farming. Yeah, that's a good idea sometimes, for sure, Punky, to just take a break.
precious hoard will serve the Legion. We will never be slaves.
It's often good just to take a step back and get yourself right, you know?
Soon the portal will take us to Gul'dan.
My thanks to you. Now, leave me. I have a trophy to carve.
It's honestly too bad I didn't, that I've done as much conquest farming as I have, because of course the first weapon of each tier is, or the first reward of each season is a weapon. Would have been probably about a 430, which would have been sufficient, let's say. Yeah, no, I would have gotten a one-handed anyway. Well, Stone Talon Mountains is always really fun. It's got a really great story, and it's very overpowered experience-wise. Another really good option is to do Silver Pine Forest and then Hills Red Foothills.
Yes, I see it. I can see the end.
Because again, really good story, well laid out zones.
Another seal is open. Oh, I am good.
Wait. There's a door there. Oh, I never noticed that door before. I would avoid Azshara just because I find the quests there are somewhat broken. And not in a good, oh man, this is broken, I'm getting so much XP per hour. But in the, oh man, I have to abandon and reacquire my shredder kind of broken. Oh man, I have to abandon and reacquire my quest kind of broken. I generally stay away from the Barrens just because they are so spread out. Even though they're divided into 2 sections, it's still really spread out.
Too late. The corruption is nearly complete.
Yeah. Azshara, again, it's another zone that's really spread out, so. Eye of Anzu. Who needs an Eye of Anzu anyway?
The shadows will envelop you.
I don't need no stinking Eye of Anzu.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Do you think you have won? You know nothing!
The portal is nearly complete. The next seal has been removed.
I swear to y'all, I did the quest to skip these bosses. I swear I did. It's seriously annoying me that I'm having to do them. Because otherwise I would have just come in here and... I would have had this set before we started the stream. I don't know, Ren. What's the sheep's favorite food? Hamburgers? That's a bit tortured. Spaghetti and meatballs?
Stop them!
Barbecue.
I should have expected as much. No matter. The construct is fully powered. The final binding will have to wait. For now, I believe we have a score to settle. Fleas! You killed me once. It will not happen again. The binding, I cannot control. My soul itself, another. It consumes me. Sargere, to me!
The final seal has fallen. My work here is almost finished.
I like it. Sounds like a certain Tyrant Velhari is having a good old time over there.
The Eredar are no strangers to war. Are you so eager to meet your end? You are getting so very frail. Enough! This is where you die. The Sovereign watches over me. What a tragedy.
The portal is unlocked. It will take us directly to Gul'dan. Now he will pay for his crimes.
I don't know, maybe it's just me, but Khadgar, when he says that, he sounds almost evil. And now you will pay for your crimes, Mr. Bond. Just the tone in his voice is like, "Mwahaha, I've got you now, Gadget."
I have many, many wares.
Like, calm it down, Dadgar. Almost sounds like it, doesn't it?
Farewell, friend of the Grummles.
The final hour is at hand. The Master comes. This is your purpose, sisters. Manor will be whole again. What is this? The Hell's victim power. Go down! Do something! Make them let the power flow. The Legion will find you the destruction. No matter of flesh.
Many deals for a friend of the Grummles. Like you.
Gul'dan has fled to the Dark Portal. Quickly, champion.
Many
He has no
farewell.
place left to run. We will finish this. Then save me his skull.
That's my headcanon now. Ren got bullied at Hogwarts by Gul'dan. That's the other thing that Khadgar says. Save me his skull for ... reasons. I mean, clearly he's referring to the whole Illidan empowering himself with the skull thing. But I mean, as far as Khadgar knows at that point, Illidan's dead. So...
You have foolishly rushed to your end. The Black Gate is... Behold the might of the Legion!
Really?
Let the echoes of doom resound across me.
Might of the Legion, you say, huh?
As already to look upon, I am the Defiler, Lord of the Burning Legion. This world will and burn!
Okay, I'm in the Twisting Nether, now I'm not. Man, I took a lot of damage falling down there. It's true, they do. But Khadgar could not have known that. Oh, interesting. He did it again. His body disappeared before I could loot it. Wow. I guess. Let's give some Legion stuff a try. I mean, if there's a mount, it's in the mail now. I mean, I literally killed Archimon before he could pull me down into that abyss. He still pulled me down into the abyss after he was dead. Only got 5 pieces of loot?
I have many
And then it kept reloading itself because it didn't understand why I was in the nether and not in the nether at the same time. Let's just send all this silliness here to my bank vault.
Well met. Be careful.
It's unfortunate that I can't clear Raid Finder up to the boss. Oh, Grat Squishy. That's unbelievable. Yeah, Punky mentioned something about you guys getting him out earlier.
Leave none standing. If we fail here, Azeroth burns.
Yes! Let them come. Their bodies will fuel the flames of their burning world.
Fall back!
Intruders! Killing you will regain my master's favor.
Pulling in 3, 2, 1.
I will delight in your suffering. Pain reigns upon you.
No loot.
Few understood my use of the Naga to obtain the Eye of Sargeras, but it was a necessary tactic to secure the future of Azeroth.
I sealed each level of this temple so that no invader could descend into its depths. I never anticipated that the Legion would find another way to breach its dark heart. My protective wards now bar your way. Each seal can only be opened with one of the pillars of creation. Be warned, the demons will stop at nothing to prevent your advance.
Fools! Bring the Tide Stone to us! Just as our blessed queen foresaw. Slay the intruders! Take back what is weaklings! You dare disappoint our queen? Pummel their bones to dust.
I do love how it's kind of a you know, an off the cuff kind of thing. It's just kind of thrown in there. It doesn't seem to have any significance. They talk about Ashar wanting the Tide Stone in Legion quite a bit, actually, and then it actually gets paid off in BFA when she uses the Tide Stone to part the seas so that she can trap us in Azhatar. Okay, pulling in 3, 2, 1.
Beware.
2, 1.
No fight. So good.
Useless beast. Why the queen was fond of him, I'll never know.
Itchy. Itchy, itchy, itchy. Oh. And, oh, I was going to say 3, 2, 1 pulling, but noticed me too early.
Beware.
Surges with power. Face the night that lurks beneath the waves.
I got a flawless hurricane pearl that was warforged.
From this stone flowed rivers and seas, the very lifeblood of Azeroth. Today, it washes clean the darkness that scars
I honestly don't know if that pearl is better or not than the relics I've got in my artifact weapon.
Can I assist you? Be careful.
I don't know what the eye level is on the stuff that's in there. Shiloon. And
The element of surprise is on our side.
yeah, I'm certain it's better than what's in there, so we'll put it in there. Eventually. When I actually get access to my bag.
I have many wares. Good fortune to our friends.
Sanctum of Order.
Who goes there?
An illusion? What are you hiding? Something's not quite right. Let me in, let me in. And they're still hitting me because the loading screen is up. Nice. Oh, it's mythic anyway. Blork. We don't want mythic rate at the moment. We want normal and heroic. Or normal and then heroic? I really should have come here earlier and cleared out Ellison first. But it's such a quick fight anyway. Port to the Night Spire. I don't know why George Michael songs are stuck in my head today.
I foresaw your coming, of course. The threads of fate that led you to this place. Your desperate attempt to stop the Legion. My people faced a similar dilemma. I peered into all possible futures in search of an answer.
Freedom.
And found only
Freedom.
one.
You got to
The
give
Legion's
what you
victory
give,
is
what you
inevitable.
take. Freedom.
Every time stream shows it to be so. Had we resisted, they would have taken the Night Realm by force and left us bereft of it. I could not allow my people to starve, to waste away without its energy sustaining us. So a bargain was struck. Now I see a future where the Legion is victorious and my people endure. This is the thread that must be preserved. I will do everything in my power to make it so. Your deaths ensure the future of the Nightborn. Come forward, then. Let us speed you towards your fate.
Pardon me. You ready to get pwned there, Ellison? Okay, we can do that.
End here. You exist in but a single moment. I am far less limited.
Beware.
You'll find time can be quite... Time shifts again, and your doom draws near.
Love that line. Time shifts again.
Beware.
Time is slipping away. How can it be saved? Not possible. I was destined.
Zero loot.
In all the possible futures I scried, I did not foresee one in which you were victorious. I wonder, will you defeat the Legion? Will you fail?
Yes.
Time eddies about you in fits and starts. Nothing is certain.
Persistent, so confident. But your arrogance will be your undoing. Have you forgotten your humiliation on the broken shore? How your mighty war chief was stuck in the belly like a helpless piglet? Will you die slowly as he did? Consumed by fell corruption and squealing for a
Said it a million times. I don't think mighty is a correct descriptor for Vol'jin. I don't think anybody ever called him the mighty Vol'jin.
In the end,
Defender of the universe.
this world.
And when five cat robots form one giant man robot, you get mighty Vol'jin.
Of Illidan will prove an ideal
No,
for my
cunning.
master's glory. Sargeras will rise, and together
Perhaps
we will watch your world.
Dangerous, but I wouldn't say mighty. Like that's like
Let the
for an orc
end
war
game
chief, like
begin.
Garrosh, the mighty Garrosh. But nah, I wouldn't call Vol'jin mighty. I wouldn't call Sylvanas mighty.
I
wouldn't call Thrall mighty. Maybe Blackhand. Back when he was war chief.
You will not stop the ritual. Strike for Sargeras. Burn from within. I'll make ashes of you. Rid me of these pests. Kill them in my master's name. The vessel must be made ready. I'll make ashes of you. Failed heroes. The ritual is upon us. But first, I'll indulge myself a bit and finish you. A taste of the Master's might.
4, 3,
You'll never
2,
escape my
1.
grasp. Drink in the glory. I will not fail you, Master. More power. Just need more power. No more distractions. I have work to do. Surrender. I may yet show mercy.
Time to return the demon hunter's soul to his body. And deny. Keep pressing, champions! Gul'dan wavers! He will.
And no loot. That's just so depressing. No loot. I'm so depressed I think I'm going to jump off the tower. I regret nothing! Splat. May try a boss on Mythic after we're done this Heroic, just to see how difficult it is. Because I wouldn't mind being able to farm all 3 levels of it. Like all 3 difficulties. Panda, it's what's for dinner. What's for roadkill at that point? Actual mechanics on trash? That's crazy talk. I foresaw your coming,
I
of course.
foresaw your coming, of course. The threads of fate that led you to this place. Your desperate attempt to stop the Legion. My people faced a similar dilemma. I peered into all possible futures in search of an answer. And found only one.
Of course, if the mount actually does drop off of Gul'dan and normal or heroic, it means I have to farm this on Mythic. The only other mount that comes from here would have to come from Mythic, which would be a heck of a pain in the butt. So I'd actually have to do like raid mechanics and
to waste away without its energy sustaining.
Actually be raid buffed and all that kind of stuff to do it properly.
Now I see a future where the Legion is victorious and my people endure. This is the thread that must be preserved. I will do everything in my power to make it so.
Pardon me.
Your deaths ensure the future of the Nightborn. Come forward, then. Let us speed you towards your fate.
Okay.
Your timelines end here.
Man, I can't wait for BlizzCon.
Beware.
Not you.
Four.
You exist in but a single moment. I am far less limited.
Beware.
Hear about the next expansion, which will be the Lich King Part 2 Electric Boogaloo.
You'll find time can be quite volatile.
Beware.
Time shifts again, and your doom draws near.
Beware.
There's going to be so much good information about what our next artifact is going to be.
You'll find time can be quite volatile. Time is slipping away. How can it be so? It's not possible. I was destined to win. In all the possible futures I scried, I did not foresee one in which you were victorious.
Ah, yes. The heroes have arrived. So persistent, so confident. But your arrogance will be your undoing. Have you forgotten your
I didn't even realize I had that quest in my quest log.
Sure. How your mighty war chief was stuck in the...
Apparently I had a quest in my quest log from when I was grinding...
die slowly as he did.
Keep wanting to call it Titan Residium, but it's not.
Corruption and squealing for a merciful end. Your pathetic horn will fall to
Awakening
dust
essences.
in the end.
So that I can send Legion Legendaries over to my...
And she will be waiting. The husk
over my Demon Hunter for the run.
prove an ideal
Evening Kill Die.
vessel for my master's glory.
Apparently I got a I got a raid quest for that.
Together, we will watch your world burn. Let the end game begin.
The Endgame? That was an awesome movie. I loved Avengers Endgame, Gul'dan. Look at Gul'dan predicting Avengers Endgame.
Not stop the ritual. Strike for Sargeras. Burn from within. Make ashes of you. Rid me of these.
Gul'dan is Thanos confirmed. I mean, if he knows about the endgame.
Kill them in my master's name. The vessel must be made ready. Failed heroes. The ritual is upon us. But first, I'll indulge myself a bit and finish you. A taste of the Master's might.
4,
You'll never escape
2,
my grasp.
1.
Drink in, strike. Or Sargeras will not fail you, Master. More power. Just need more. No more distractions. I have work to do. Surrender. I may yet show mercy.
Time to return the demon hunter's soul to his... This is our world! Nothing can stop it! I know it! Keep pressing, champions! Gul'dan wavers!
4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, I don't see any reason why I couldn't do this on Mythic, to be honest. Can't be that much harder. Can't be that much more mechanics that'll just insta-kill me. You just can't. Alright. Last time for tonight. I summon the Loa of Waggle, the power of the mighty bee-bear. Give me your mount. Nope. At least I got loot that time. So unless I want to do Mythic Argus or Mythic Battle of Dazar'alor or some Mythic only dungeons in BFA, I think that's about where we gotta call it a stream. Been a pretty decent one, actually. I mean, we've only really been streaming for about 3 hours, but we got a lot done. We didn't get any mounts, but we had a lot of fun.
I have many lucky doos you like.
I can't think of anything else that would
Farewell,
that we
friend
could
of the Grummles.
farm. Mount-wise. That's what we're going to turn this quest in while I'm in Dalaran.
How may I help?
Get it out my quest log. Joseph, it depends. It really does. Like, I change them quite a bit. So this is kind of my default right at the moment of what I'm doing. I'm going to be 70 pretty quick on my neck, so Main the condensed life force, always, because that's just huge. Crucible of Flame is my first minor, and Essence of the Focusing Iris is my second minor. It's a bit weird to have that as a second minor. I would much rather have Conflict and Strife as my second minor, but that's only level 2 at the moment. Or Purification Protocol is also supposed to be pretty decent, but that's again only rank 2. But we get some of those up to the proper level. Right at the moment, I do have a couple of slots that I would like an upgrade in really kind of badly. I shouldn't say that because this Dribbling Ink Pod does a lot of my damage, right? Yeah, my verse is not quite where I want it to be. And, of course, all my enchants verse, all my gems in my sockets are verse. All my enchants are verse. It's not where I would like it. But again, most of the gear that I've got is really good. Yeah, honestly, Mastery and crit should be, you want those two at the same amount, same percentage. That's kind of what you want to aim for, is your Mastery and your crit to be equal percentages. So right now, I would love it if I could get, if I could shift 6% of my Mastery onto 6% crit. They were both 33, that would be perfect. Haste is about where you want it. Haste is considered the worst secondary stat for Windwalker, but you need a certain amount of it, right, to work effectively. It's just a lot lower than everything else. Like when I was, I ran my stat priority, a couple weeks ago now, when I was moving things around, and Haste was equal to verse in stat priority. That's quite nice, actually. So, just to give you an idea of the fact that, and at the time my haste was under 10%, it was 9%. Of course, my verse was way higher then, but once I get the raid buff, this actually comes up to about 13%, the versatility. It goes psst. Once I get all my raid buffs and stuff going, but yeah, no, exactly, Squishy. There's not a lot that actually has a cast time. Everything's pretty much instant cast. So what you're looking at for haste is your energy regen. And energy regen happens pretty quick anyway. But that's kind of what you're looking at, is getting your energy regen back. And your cooldowns, right? You want your cooldowns reduced. That's where you want your haste. What weapon enchants? Versatile navigation on my main hand and force multiplier on my offhand. I'll show you the abilities that I generally run for Windwalker. Yeah, I run verse because you see how low my verse is, right? And verse is, by default, versatility is our best stat, our best secondary stat. So, again, it comes down to what stat you're low on, right? But this is my default talent spec, right? A lot of your guides will recommend stuff like Chi Burst instead of Chi Wave. I don't like Chi Burst because it has a cast time. I don't like cast times. Plus, it's only really better than Chi Wave if you're looking at groups of mobs larger than 3. So, I've never liked Tiger's Lust. Yeah, if you can hit 3 or more targets, it's Chi Burst. Up to 3 targets is Chi Wave. And if you want to be lazy, you can do Eye of the Tiger. I've never liked Tiger's Lust. I don't know why. It just bugs me. I would kill to be able to use Ascension. I really, really would. Yeah. It's pure single target. And it's not even that good single target compared to... Like, Chi Wave can outperform Eye of the Tiger on single target. Right? So, like I said, Eye of the Tiger is generally the lazy... Like, if you don't want to have another button to push. I shouldn't say lazy. I hate having extra buttons to push, too. Yes, if you run Conflict Major, you can run Ascension. Problem with Conflict Major is it's difficult to get perfect uptime on it. It's really difficult to get 100% usage out of it because it requires that there be somebody within 10 yards of you that has 8% of their health missing, that is also within 5 yards of a mob, right? So, and you have to use it every 10 seconds regardless. So you can jank your mastery by using it. So it is incredibly difficult to use perfectly. But if you do use it perfectly 100% of the time, it can be incredibly powerful. It's one of those things, right? Exactly. If the heals is doing their job, it's not going to do damage. Like, there are macros out there. If you go to the Peak of Serenity, there's macros that will allow you to target several different things. Like, you can have targeting your focus target, target the target of your target, target yourself, and you can use modifiers to tell it which to actually hit. But, I mean, that's a lot of micromanaging for one ability, right? Honestly, if I had my druthers, I'd get Conflict and Strife to rank 3, and I would use that as a secondary. Here. But of course, once we get to 8.3, we're going to get a third secondary. So that might be where I put Conflict and Strife anyway. I wouldn't actually mind running, once we get that third secondary, Conflict and Strife 3 and Purification Protocol 3. Hit combo is really good for single target. And that's why it's the recommended raid essence, right? Or the recommended raid trait. It's really good for single target. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of PvP either, Joseph. Up to 3 targets, Zen actually outperforms hit combo on burst. So for stuff like Mythic Azshara, where you're all about the burst, it's better to have Zwen. For stuff where you're looking for a high even amount of damage over a long period of time, hit combo's really good. Fight like Blackwater Behemoth, hit combo can be really good. But again, it's going to be Zwen 100% of the time. Mind you, my guild uses a really weird strategy for Ashbane. We use a two shield break strategy, and we care not for damage when the shield's up. Am I going to do what on multiple alts, Tyler? You need a ton of DPS to do that. The DPS requirement is a little snug. So I mean, the way it breaks down, I mean, there's a lot to it, but the way it breaks down is you use like if I'm going to do Ashbane, my gear is actually a little different. So if I'm going to do Ashbane, I switch my gear to this. And I use Cyclotronic Blast and Ink Pod instead of the Razor Coral. Because again, it's all about burst. So the first global on the pull, you'll use Cyclotronic, and 20 people should be using it. Even your healers and tanks should be using Cyclotronic on the pull. Yeah, me too. But I want the Ink Pod. I need the Mythic Ink Pod badly. So you're using Cyclotronic on the pull, and then you use no other DPS cooldowns until the first shield break. Again, everybody in the raid should be using the Guardian of Azeroth essence, so that as soon as that first shield breaks, you can hit your Guardian of Azeroth. You're going to hit your Zwen. You're going to hit your Touch of Death. You're going to hit any 2-minute or under cooldowns right there, and you're just going to blow all the damage into her that you can. In order to make it work, you have to get her below 60% in that first shield break. Oh, really? Wow. A 3 tank strat. I've not heard of that. Actually, the way we're doing it, we really only have 1 tank. Because the second tank, his whole job is to... soak the orbs that are coming in. And he dies on purpose. Right? During the second shield break, he dies on purpose 3 times. And the point of that is that we all have as many as possible of loyal to the end. So I have 3 loyal to the end. So I get something like 1,000 of every single stat 3 times. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to. What are you doing? It's a lot. Let's put it to you that way. It's a lot. Like, if you can get 3 of the loyal to the end things, it works a friggin' treat, dude. It is awesome. But your whole raid has to sell out to that, right? And nobody can get killed. Else can get killed but that second tank, or in your case, third tank. And I mean, the damage on Ashbane is actually rather low, right? So you'd never really need to swap much. The only time that our second tank ever takes aggro is if our first tank, who is a blood DK, gets into that bubble that you have to break people out of, and he can't break out of it. Right, which happens from time to time, but it's not the most often happening thing. But I mean, it's a decent strat, and it's all about the DPS at that point, right? Briny Bumble, thank you, Squishy.
Knows the way. Do not...
But yeah, we have our Blood DK essentially tank Ashbane the entire fight. Our second tank takes over for like that 3 or 4 seconds that he's in the bubble that we can't break him, that he needs to be broken out. And then goes back to absorbing the... Yeah, Metro's really good. Then it's just all about going around in a circle, and you got to make sure you cut the corals right, and that you soak the little puddles that the corals leave when they explode, right? It's the way Metro puts it in raid is it's a checklist thing. You got to get, if you get those certain things done on the checklist, the fight's an easy win. If you don't, then the fight's an easy loss. Yeah. We were fighting the squid boss this week, Orgazoa. It's our first look at it, and we were learning the fight. So I imagine we'll do better next week. So the sad part is next week we're going to a 3 tank strat. Which means I have to be the 3rd tank. And I'm scared. I'm scared. I don't tank. I hit things very hard. Hit it very hard. That's my whole philosophy in this game. Is to hit things very hard. Well, yeah, I know. I'm gonna probably do decent. I've just never tanked anything, let alone a raid. It's very scary. But apparently, according to Metro, the whole job is just to hold aggro on the ads. Nothing else. You just hold aggro on the ads, and apparently the Blackhawk statue does a lot of the work. It's just you just hold the ads and live. Nope. I do not have rank 3 null barrier. I do not have rank 1 null barrier. I'm not a tank. I don't have a lot of tank essences. Well, I cannot stand Mechagon, right? So I mean, even my DPS purification protocol is only rank 2. Reminds me, I gotta do some work on that later. Farm up some spare parts later. Anyway, guys, it's getting late. I think we're gonna call that a stream. Thank you for dropping by, hanging out with me while we relaxed and tried to farm up some mounts. I'm sorry we didn't get one this week. We'll see if we can't make sure we get one next week. Tomorrow, we'll probably start in the morning, probably fairly early in the morning with Metro. He's told me, hey, as early as I want to start, he's good to start because he wants to make some huge progress on our leveling challenge tomorrow. So we're going to be trying to make it to max level without leaving the classic stones. So we're going to use level scaling, we're going to use party sync, but we're going to have some of the rules for my old school challenge in effect. So should be a lot of fun. So hopefully we'll see you all tomorrow. Have a great night, everybody. Take care. Peace. Cop out.